Welcome to Al Dente Rigamortis. I'm Review Cultist.
I'm Dr. Leviathan.
And I'm Mikey. E stands for evil.
And we're here to discuss those internet stories, most creepy and most pasta. And tonight we have Portal Playtime. So, it's the holidays, so I decided to go through our list and see what we had that had something relevant for holidays. And we have one that was suggested to us by Matt from The Drunk and the Ugly. Again, thanks, Matt. And yeah, I was like, oh man, and like I saw it originally. It was for like Robovember, or it was a suggestion he had left for Robovember, but he wasn't sure if it would work because like it does have the robots from Portal, but then
robots.
But then as you read it, it's a lot different, and we'll get into that.
But they were not a Hanukkah gift.
They were not really Hanukkah gifts.
They were a not Hanukkah gift.
Yeah.
So it's
a gift.
Thematic.
Yeah.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Yep. Yeah, so it's time. Oh yeah, and if you don't know what creepypastas are, go Google it.
But what about in the dystopian future where Google doesn't exist and they're somehow listening to this podcast?
Alright, fine. It's short internet stories that get copied and pasted across the internet. Some of them are scary, in which case that's the ones we do. Alright. There. There you go. Are you happy now, Mikey? E stands for evil?
Yes.
You really are evil. Alright. So, yeah, the narrator gets a set of Portal robot models from Portal 2, the game, from his friend who made them herself. And like they're really nice and articulate and stuff.
No, good.
Not articulate, sorry.
Statue.
Yeah, they're just like well sculpted. And so then they celebrate. So then after he puts it like them onto the mantle, they celebrate a non-denominational holiday feast. Afterwards, everyone goes home, and our narrator hits the hay. He wakes up in the middle of the night to see the robots pulled straight from the video game, and not the models that he just got. Yeah, like no, they weren't the ones that he got. Pretty sure. They inject him with something so he can't move, and then try to figure out what to do next. And it's eventually Peabody, the egg-shaped robot, looks to Atlas, the globe, and gets an idea, and decides to wrench out the eye of our narrator. In which then they proceed to like throw it back and forth like a friggin' ball. And eventually, after a little while, Atlas looks at Peabody and goes to pluck something else from the narrator, and then the narrator wakes up before that occurs and realizes, oh, it was just a nightmare. Whew. End. That's literally the story. That's the story in a nutshell. So
Actually, it ends with, phew, thank God it's over, but you will not believe it.
Yeah.
That you had a dream? Yeah, no, I totally buy that.
Yeah. So, it's a sleep paralysis story. Damn it. It is literally the Nightmare After Holiday X. The concept and the most of the story wasn't ruined by the fact, though, for me. Like, I actually didn't mind this story because I realized what it was, and so I just kept reading it. And like, as a sleep paralysis story, like, or as a sleep paralysis account, yeah, it actually kind of makes sense. Like, he just got the Portal figurines, and he had a huge feast with alcohol, probably, and lots of food. And sometimes when you have too much food in your system, or too much, like, sugar or alcohol in your system, yeah, you have nightmares. So, at least I'd have in the past. So, it made sense to me, how the story played out. So it didn't ruin it for that issue, but there are some issues I have with this. Why is he go on like non-denominational holiday or sorta not really Hanukkah? If you're gonna use the holidays as the setting for getting the models, that's cool. But I think you should either generalize it as the holidays in quotes, so readers can insert whatever gift-giving occasion works for them for their imagination, or own it and yeah, it's Hanukkah. Boom. What of it? Otherwise, it might as well just be any other means, like any old means of getting a gift, like a birthday or like just somebody thought you'd like this kind of thing. Like, I don't really understand, like, why you had to have, like, it's sort of not really non-denominational Hanukkah. kind of just pulled, like, the whole thing just kind of pulled me out of the story at that point, and I was like,
That's fairly early on, too.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if you've got some sort of gripe with either people with the holidays in general,
Yeah.
or with people not taking a stance on a holiday, leave it out of your story.
Yeah, either leave it out of your... for this, I think leave it out of the story, or, like, expand on it. What are the circumstances of, like, why you're calling it sort of not really Hanukkah? Like, what's the deal with that? Make it part of your story, or just leave it out, because otherwise it's pointless. Yeah, so that literally pulled me out of the story at that point, but I kept reading, and the story utilizes some decent visceral horror, like with the eye plucking and stuff like that, but it's not, like, too gratuitous. Like, I mean, it's definitely, like, a disturbing scene, but it's kind of quick and out of the way, or it's done very, like, in only, like, a paragraph or so. It doesn't stick around too awkwardly. At least I found that. Definitely not as bad as some of the ones we've done where they've just gone on and on about gratuitous gore. The ending's logical for the plot of, like, a sleep paralysis thing. It's kind of anticlimactic. It's like, whew, I woke up. But you won't believe me. It's like, what? Like you said, it's like...
Yeah. Now, I mean, if he'd have woken up with eye missing...
Yeah, like, maybe, like, this is a creepypasta. This isn't just a, like, weird account of, like, your sleep paralysis. If you're gonna, like, write down that sleep paralysis story that you actually had, a story of, that's cool, but it's a creepypasta. Maybe add a little bit extra?
Turn up
Yeah,
the horror a bit.
Yeah, dial it up a little bit, yeah. The use of the robots and then, I covered that earlier, sorry. Yeah, that's pretty much my notes for this one. It's a fairly short story. And yeah, so, Mikey, he stands for you.
Alright, well, with most creepypastas, this one failed at the beginning. Again.
Have a little bit more venom in your voice next time.
Again.
Nailed it.
So, the figure stood about 5 inches high on craggy, angular legs. Balanced might be a better word. Like, don't tell me what might be a better word. Use the better word.
Yeah.
And then, the other problem is that balance might be a better word ends in a semicolon. And the next sentence has nothing to do with explaining why balance might be a better word.
So just put a period there.
Yeah. It's just bad grammar. And while the only time that could work saying something might be a better word could be in dialogue.
Yeah.
Like two characters talking to another, one says something, the other says, oh, well, this word might have been better.
But when you're telling a story, like, just go with the direct thing. Don't go with...
Yeah.
Uncertainties, which is kind of the theme of this story, is uncertainties. Or sort of not reallys.
And then, then it goes into one brightly painted eye winked frozen at the other. Winking is not something that can be frozen.
It's an animated... Yeah, that's an animated action. You can't really...
Yeah.
You really can't... I'm literally trying to visualize that right now, and I can't.
And again, how do they wink when they only have one eye?
Yeah.
It's the common Cyclops dilemma.
It's
Are
true.
you winking?
Are you just
Or
blinking?
Do you have something in your eye?
Or it's the Tommy Wiseau thing. It's like, where he just, like, blinks... Where when he goes to wink, he just closes both eyes. It's from a video. Anyways. Yeah, I'm sorry.
And then the dialogue that it starts off with, he's talking to the girl and says, Dev, they're incredible, I breathe. So I envision that as breathing sort of heavily. It's like, how long did you spend on the...
Dev, they're amazing.
And then her response is, like, she beamed, well, you remember I told you the arms kept breaking. Sculpey's great, but it can't support too much. But yeah, do you like it? I was like, she didn't explain how long it took. And he already said it was incredible, so she can already know that he likes it.
Yeah.
Well, it could be incredible, but god-awful and ugly.
This is incredible artwork. I hate it, but it's incredible.
I've
Yeah.
said that before. I've literally said that before.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's great, and I appreciate the artistic value of it, but I don't like it.
Yeah. Now, I went into this story not knowing the names of the Portal 2 robots.
Oh, really?
I haven't played Portal 2 because I don't have anyone to play with.
Oh, that's why I played
Use
it
the
alone.
double. I'm sorry, you want nitpicks?
I'll throw it back at you.
Motherfucker.
Anyway, so when the girl says Sculpey's great, I was like, is that one of the names of the robots? What's going on here? And then I had to look it up, and Sculpey's the clay or whatever that was used to create the sculpture. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's good.
Well, okay, that's good. Sorry, it's just like a little like it's like, oh, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah, well, there's no explanation of what it was beforehand.
I knew what it was, but that's because I'm an artist. But
Yeah.
yeah, to somebody who doesn't know like sculpting stuff or art stuff, like and again, somebody who hasn't played Portal, this isn't probably the best game. This is the best story for them.
Well, I played the first Portal, just
Not the
second one. So, and I have knowledge of the Portal robots, just not
You never knew what
their
their names were.
names and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Okay, so the next part. I examined the sculptures closely, unable to get enough. Atlas, the stockier bot, squeezed the bird-like Peabody with an expression of warm glee in his big blue eye. She fielded him awkwardly. Look, it's a picture of me at prom. Huh?
Yeah, I remember reading that, and I was like,
Yeah, that entire part doesn't exist.
it's just, yeah.
And then once you realize that the author is saying Peabody's a she and Atlas is a he,
Yeah.
but they're robots, so they don't have gender.
Yeah, and actually, that actually came as, like, as somebody who has played Portal 2, I never actually really, I just thought they were just two robots.
Yeah.
They were not really gender specific.
That's
The point. Yeah, I know. But yeah, I mean, like, I've never really even heard, like, anybody online or anything like that give them gender specifics. But
Now, that could have been cleared up
Yeah.
if he had explained that he played it online with Devon, and she played as
that would make sense, yeah.
the Peabody,
Yeah.
but that wasn't explained.
So
It would have cleared it up.
Yeah.
Also, I don't really find Peabody bird.
I think, like, egg, but that's about it. Like, that's the closest, like, analogy to a bird. Or that's the closest thing to a bird.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
why don't just use an
bird-like
egg?
is kind of shitty
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, why not use egg?
Or pear.
Yeah. Yeah, because, it's a fair shit, too.
Well, he's more.
Yeah, and this is the first introduction of the actual names of the robots.
Yeah.
So when I read Peabody, I was like, did they misspell Mr. Peabody? And it's actually... what happened? It was Mr. Peabody?
Why, too?
But then I looked up their names, like, okay, now I can continue the story.
Yeah.
And then another one, Peabody's manicular face blinked wide open in surprise. Again, this is before the whole dream sequence, so it's an inanimate object blinking
Yeah.
with one eye. Alright. Okay, and then this is when he's lifting the statue up. I lifted the base with perfect care, shielding it from any stray gusts of probability. What?
I kind of like that line because it's like I get what he's trying to get across, like the whole like just like in case like anything happens where like it slips out of his hand and stuff
He
like
was
that.
being uber careful.
Yeah, he's being very like, or also
Yeah.
being very kind of like descriptive with like or artsy with his like words there. It's
Yeah.
like gust of probability.
Yeah, and then like the end of the paragraph ends with "Beautiful. You should do this for a living." And I don't know if he's saying it to himself or it's Devon who's still there.
I mean, like my end of that, I pretty much insinuated that he was saying that to Dev about the sculpture work.
Yes, but
It's not said, so or it's insinuated.
a few extra words clears that right up.
Yeah.
And then later...
And then she has no response to that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no response. It's just random words being said.
Yeah,
That's kind of what all of the dialogue between them is just random words. Like how she goes on for a paragraph and doesn't answer the question he asked in the previous paragraph.
Alright, yeah.
You know, how long did you spend on these? Cookies are great!
Yeah.
Alright, next, they have the dinner, and then eventually excuses were made, goodbyes were said, and guests made their graceful exits. Devon left too, having extracted a promise to talk the next day. Then I was all alone. The house was quiet. What happened to the mother?
Yeah.
Like, it's her house, as far as I can tell. Her piano. Like, it's mentioned, and then...
And then he just...
She's gone.
Just vanishes. There was no mother.
The mother was alive.
Alright, so continuing on. At some point, a light began to prick at my eyelids.
Yeah.
That could have been a different word, because I don't describe light as pricking.
But pricking also means, like, annoying and stuff like that, so, like... Or interrupting. So it's...
It's not that word.
No.
And again, you're writing, clarity is what you want, not, misinterpretation. It's just a better word should have been.
Okay, yeah.
Because you're writing for consumption.
Next, a tight gasp escaped my throat, blowing back something made of black metal and gleaming white plates. When you gasp, you inhale.
You do?
So it wouldn't blow anything back.
Yeah.
The next one is pain, sick, lunging pain. My gorge rose.
I actually had to look up what gorge means, and it does mean throat in some respects, but yes, that should have been a different name, or a different word.
Yeah.
I agree on that one. That should have been throat.
No.
Not throat,
No,
whatever.
that's the right word in case.
I hate you so much.
No. It's a saying.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a commonly saying.
I've never heard of it. Alright.
Yeah.
I've never heard of
I think
that.
gorge isn't gorging out on food.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because you're ignorant.
And I like food?
What?
No, I just...
I'm using ignorant in the correct term. He just didn't know.
Yeah.
And that's acceptable, because now he does know. And he's learned something.
And knowing is half the battle.
No, learning that.
Alright, and the last part of my notes here, it's not sleep paralysis, it's aliens.
I will fucking kill you.
Think about it, though. Think about it. The aliens took out his eye to study human optics and then replaced it with their advanced technology, and he just woke up.
Well,
The thought had crossed my mind at one point while reading this that it was just like aliens of some kind, but no.
Well-
Like, as much as I want it to be.
but it's not sleep paralysis. Because he moves at the beginning with the light,
Yeah.
like blocking the light. Then he gets injected,
Yeah.
at which point he moves to check the time. He can't tell what time it is because the drugs have already affected him. And then the robots show up. And so whatever they injected him with paralyzed him, obviously, because he was moving until that point. And another thing is that he feels pain.
Mm.
When you're in REM sleep,
You
which
don't
is
feel pain.
you don't feel pain. So he feels his eye getting taken out of its socket.
I hate you guys so much right now.
So it's clearly not sleep paralysis
Yeah, it's just a dream.
Yeah.
of aliens.
Alright.
Because, well, if you think about it, like, most of the time pain will wake you up.
Yeah.
So if his eye was hurting, he would have woken up at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if it was sleep paralysis, he wouldn't have woken up because of the fear of them, whatever they're going to do next, because sleep paralysis, go through it,
Yeah.
you can be fearing for your life through the entire episode and not wake up.
Mm.
So fear is not something that can kick you out of sleep paralysis.
No.
So I've essentially proven it's not sleep paralysis.
Ergo, it must be it.
Yes.
Doctor, do you have anything else to add to the story, or to add to this?
Yeah, a couple of things.
Okay.
Firstly, a nitpick. The paragraph that goes with but that was half the fun, doing things that unfeeling machines never would. End of paragraph. Like hugging. Start of a new paragraph.
Yeah.
What the hell?
That should be attached to the old paragraph.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was just... It's a nitpick, but...
Yeah, because a paragraph
It's a
should
one.
be about the subject, and then the next paragraph should start going on about the next thing. But if you're still going on about what happened in the last paragraph,
Yeah.
not good.
So, that's the only nitpick I have to add after all...
The ones I found.
After all, Mikey
Yeah.
stands for evil. But now I have a bigger problem. The dream.
Yeah.
The dream is inconsistent at best.
Okay.
And honestly, it makes for bad storytelling. So when they go and take his eye
Yeah.
out and sever the optic nerve, he's fine.
Yeah.
Days through that. But then they go to maybe do something else, and he wakes up.
Yeah.
So that's inconsistent. Also, I feel like you stopped before things were about to get interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
It just-
they could have done some fun stuff with this. Like, I don't know, have Atlas go in and be his eye. Like,
That
playful
would've-
and fun,
yeah.
like they were in the game.
And creepy at the same time, because, yeah, there's that
Exactly.
disposition.
Like, or, they take out the eye so that they both have one, but that would kind of end...
His vision of it.
Well, it would end the storytelling
Yeah.
aspect of the dream because, it wouldn't be able to see any.
Yeah.
But, just, like, the dream should have gone on more to actually be creepy.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, they took your eye out, played with it,
And that's
whatever.
yeah.
That's should have had more fun. Otherwise, I see no reason for them to be the portal ropes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, they could have been mice.
Yep.
For all intents
really
and
could have been-
purposes, they could have been anything, an inch or two tall.
Yeah. And that's the issue with the story, is that it's really just an account of somebody's dream, like nightmare or dream that they had, and then this is all they could remember from it.
And it's
they,
it's
yeah,
just with how little we get. Like, we spend all this time setting it all up, and then nothing.
yeah, because there's a lot of like
There
paragraphs of
doesn't-
just the
Yeah.
non-denominational holiday feast thing, and getting the models and stuff like that, and learning about like his connection with Devon and stuff. Because I left that out in the synopsis or in the rundown, but like he goes on like a paragraph or two of like how he knows Devon, like, and like them playing video games online because he doesn't live at home all the time, and then and then it goes to this, and then like the nightmare is over pretty quickly after that.
Yeah, it's over as soon as it starts, and it's
Yeah.
just it's like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't. I'm not telling anyone to not take time and set up the story.
Yeah.
But
don't rush the ending.
once you've set it up, fucking enjoy yourself. Like, you build a foundation, fucking have fun on it. It's just, I don't know. To me, this time it seemed like they got to the end and just kind of...
It's like, well, this is all I had in my dream, and
Yeah,
and
this is as far as my imagination can go.
yeah.
Well, then maybe
Yeah.
you shouldn't have written a story.
It feels like it should have been like yeah, it's like I pushed it down. All right, and I can't think of anything right now. I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to but I don't want to hold off on putting it online. I'm just going to send it now because that's
Yeah.
all I can think of. It's like that's obviously all I can come up with. It's like, no, you can if you wait a little bit and come back or think on it a little bit. You could you could get this story would definitely improve with some expansion on the nightmare.
Yeah, and I mean, let's face it, our main characters in this story are Peabody and Atlas.
Yeah.
Or at least they should have been. And, have fun with their playful personalities from the game.
Yeah.
And just Yeah, and also, I don't understand why the model Peabody has a hole in its pupil, like, has a tiny pinprick hole in its eye.
Yeah, like, that was just a weird detail, like...
And who would do that? It just seems like more trouble than it's worth to do that.
It was Peabody, right, that had the hole? And Peabody's the one that had the needle that came out of its eye.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe that's...
Yeah, that's why.
But again, like,
but it was all a dream.
And also, those weren't the models that were attacking.
Exactly.
They say... Well, yeah, like, and he says that, like, directly. It's like, so it's like, I understand, like, you just got those models, so that's obviously why, like, you're dreaming of the robots in your dreams. But they're like, that's all that is. It's just inspiration for the dream.
Mm-hmm.
But... Like, there's no point.
There's no point, so it shouldn't, like...
Or it was left unfinished.
That's something that can be cut out.
Yeah.
Or if it wasn't going to be a dream, and then all of a sudden you're like, it was a fucking dream.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you gotta go back and make that fit. Like, yes, it's your story, you can write what you want, but you can't do whatever you want because you feel like it. It still has to make sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least you should want it to make sense. And just, that's really all I've got. Other than the fact that the gun dial just horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Like, there's no flow. Devin and our narrator sound like they talk this. They're the same person.
Yeah.
Because one person wrote the dialogue.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you need two people to write the dialogue, but you got to write the dialogue like two people are talking.
Mm-hmm.
And just instead of putting the, I assume, brand name of Sculpey's great, but it can't support too much, just say the clay I use.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, that clarifies the whole thing. Sculpey's great. Okay, what the fuck is Sculpey?
Mm-hmm.
The clay I used is great. Oh, okay, it's clay.
Yeah.
Like, it's little things like that. And I mean, I understand that maybe in a conversation between friends who, like,
know it,
one knows that the other uses Sculpey as their particular brand of clay, yes, they would talk like that, perhaps. But, for mass consumption, you gotta generalize.
Yeah.
Like, you can do it with aspirin, as opposed to saying, the generic term for aspirin or Tylenol or whatever.
Because
everyone knows those brands.
Yep.
But not everyone uses clay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And again, it just seeds to pull people from the story to go look at something,
Exactly.
and then you've lost them. Like, I think 3 instances of that, different instances in the story.
And I'm not going to blame Mikey and myself not knowing what Sculpey's is. Yeah. I'm not going to blame that on us.
Yeah.
Because not
everyone uses art. Not everyone is into art. So, if you're just...
And even those who are, not all of them fucking sculpt.
Yeah.
So, honestly, that's really it. I just wanted that fix for the sculpt thing, because the fucking fix.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
Alright. So I guess recommendations.
Oh, wait, hold on. I just found something else.
Alright.
So, remember when the narrator asks how long they took to make?
Yeah.
Their construction started at the beginning of autumn.
It's later down, right?
Yep, it's later down, but it's not dialogue.
Nope.
It's information he has.
Oh, so that ellipses, the ... when she's speaking, actually goes into when it actually started, but I'm guessing it was a really long speech that they didn't want to put in.
Yeah.
No. I will not buy that. I will, however, buy... Didn't fucking think that one through, didn't read your story before you posted it, so that, inconsistencies like that made it in. And other than that, now I'm done.
Okay. So recommendations. I can't recommend this one. The idea's cool, or at least in theory should be cool, but the story itself kind of falls flat. There's too many indecisive, lines in the story, and things that pull you out to go check other things. The ending's kind of anticlimactic. There needs to be more to that ending. You need to expand on, the nightmare that you had. Don't just write if you're going to make a creepypasta, there is a place for like just writing accounts of like a creepy dream you had, but like kind of make it a little bit more fantastic, because you're writing a creepy story. You're writing a horror story that's based off of a nightmare. Make it more nightmarish. Don't just have, oh, it was all a dream kind of ending, or like, oh, and then I woke up, but you won't believe what happened. It's like,
well, you can't mix it was all a dream, you wouldn't believe it.
yeah, exactly. Like that makes no sense.
Yeah.
like I think it would be cooler.
It's
like
quite
if,
possibly the dumbest thing I've heard all
yeah,
week.
it's like, oh man, it was just a dream. Man, my eye really fucking hurts. that would be almost a better one ending. But like that's it. Honestly, I wouldn't mind, as much as I hated Mikey the Beast for Evil for proposing it. I wouldn't mind this one actually turning out that it was actually an alien abduction sequence. But again, we didn't get that. We just got this dream that this person had, and that was it. Like they spent so much time at the beginning, building up to it, and then they just kind of like went through it, and then stopped halfway, and oh, it was just a dream. Whew. So, yeah, I can't recommend this one, even for the holidays. Mikey?
Yeah, I'm not recommending it, even though thinking of more Alien when you're reading it does make it a little bit better, but it's filling in gaps, like, the light is actually a beam that scans his mind. It's like, oh, he likes robots. That's what he
likes to play Portal 2. Yeah.
But that's only if you're thinking aliens to begin with.
Yeah.
Which I was, because everyone said sleep paralysis. So.
You ass. This guy. Why you guys gotta be so contrary?
Okay, you're gonna really hate me.
Oh, ice.
Okay, this is a bad
Actually,
this is a poorly written story. Mm-hmm. It was bad. I mean, it has so many just construction problems.
Yep.
But you know what? When I read it, I actually enjoyed myself.
It's a non-denominational miracle, guys.
Like, and this one might actually be because, you know, I recall playing Portal 2 with a friend, and it was a fun little distraction, and those robot characters were amusing as fuck to me. In a sadistic, you know, kill your partner when it's most inconvenient kind of way.
It's friendly. It's all fun and games.
And honestly, the behavior of the robots in the dream reflects the fun of the robots in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why, but I enjoyed it. I mean, it's fucking full of problems, but I don't know, it was probably one of the more unique little fun romp we've had in a creepypasta. And although it should be longer, it's nice and short. So,
yeah, there's that.
So, like, I don't know if I can recommend it, because, yeah, I enjoyed the read, but at the same time, it's riddled with problems.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But, you know...
Maybe recommend a updated version? Or
no, because we'll never get it.
That. Yeah, we won't, yeah.
So I can't recommend something that'll never be, like...
Or a conditional recommendation, if you've played Portal 2 and like the robots, you might like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if you're in the if you're in the mood for a more fun, less creepypasta, I think this one definitely fits the bill.
Yeah. I do remember in the comments somebody was saying, oh my god, super, like that gore was way too...
porn, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that wasn't as... You obviously do not read that many creepypastas. Like, I have, like, in 2 years, we have had some really dark shit, or some gratuitous shit in the in stories. And, like, this was almost the right amount, for me anyway. Like, it was creepy, it was disturbing, but it wasn't, like, awkwardly, like,
well, I mean, it was tiny robots ripping out an eye.
Exactly, yeah.
Like,
so it's disturbing.
That's
good.
Gory.
Yeah, but
it's not like he lingered on it.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it was in no way gore porn, like we've had on the show before. So I honestly think it was the right amount for the story. But yeah, some people on the comments were just like, "Oh my god, no!" And it's like, I prefer metaphorical things, not literal. And it's like, no. Anyway, yeah. So Conditional recommend?
Yeah, because, I mean, I don't know, I think it's honestly, because it was short, it was fun.
It reminded you of a game that you've played?
Well, no, it's not because it reminded me of the game, it's because the Peabody and Atlas are fun characters, and their fun was,
portrayed
mirrored in this pasta, so it made the pasta more fun, creepy, and when I read it, I was in the mood for a fun little story.
Alright, so take that as you will, and judge for yourself, audience.
Well, and I mean, it's still, as an al dente rigor mortis recommendation, it's totally not recommended, because it's 2-to-1.
Yeah. So, there's a little string of hope for that non-denominational holiday miracle. Of Leviathan's heart growing 2 sizes that day. I really honestly think that this story should not either explain why it's a sort of not really Hanukkah, or just say it's Hanukkah, or just say it's the holidays.
Yeah. On the holiday, or don't even bring it up.
Exactly, yeah.
Because, yeah.
However, you did bring it up, so it got put on the show because, hey, it's our holiday episode, guys, for 2016. Yay! Maybe I'll put jingle bells or something. I don't know. So, if you like what you heard, if you didn't, leave us a comment in the comment section below wherever this gets posted, whether it be on Kiwi6, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr. We're all on Twitter at E stands for Evil, Dr. Leviathan, and Review Cultist. And you can leave us a rating or review on iTunes. Every little bit helps. Also, you can send us emails at aldenterigormortis@gmail.com. That's aldenterigormortis@gmail.com, where you can also leave us suggestions for other creepypastas you'd like us to discuss on the show. And if you'd like to check out the title cards for each episode, go to crazonstudios.tumblr.com, or check out the YouTube videos where they usually are on. And if you'd like to support us, go to Patreon and look up Al Dente Rigor Mortis, and choose the tier you'd like to support us at. So until next time, I have been your host, Review Cultist.
I'm still Dr. Leviathan.
And I'm Mikey. The E stands for Evil.
And this has been Al Dente Rigor Mortis. For the holidays, 2016, sleep well.
Or Santa won't come.
Ooh. Are you ready
To rock?